What's up guys, Jason with Little Guy Big Reviews. On today's video, we're going to be testing the handy heater. It's an as seen on TV product and it claims to have a space saving design. It includes an adjustable thermostat starting at 60 degrees Fahrenheit and going up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit max temperature. It can heat up to 250 square feet and it's supposed to be whisper quiet. All this and more on today's video. So I started looking into the handy heater because this bathroom right here, it's really small. It's a 5x5. But no matter what, it just always stays cold. It does have a heating vent up there, but it just works really poorly. So I thought I'd get the handy heater because it says it can heat up to 250 square feet. This should be no problem for it. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out today. The first thing that I want to listen for is because they state that this thing is whisper quiet. I'm gonna plug it in. We're gonna start to heat this thing up. It might take a couple hours, but I wanna just first thing see, is this really whisper quiet? Or is it gonna be loud? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. All right, so I got it set to 75. I'm gonna give it an hour and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get the temperature gun and kind of see how much hotter this has gotten. Okay, I have the handy heater in this bathroom. I already closed the door. Let's just go ahead and take a second and listen and see if we can hear it or not, or if it's really whisper quiet like they say. Yeah, it's not whisper quiet. I could totally hear it. It's actually really loud outside the door. Let me know if you guys can hear it as well. So whisper quiet, no it's not. But hey, as long as it heats, that's all I care about. So let's check out how this thing works. Right over here is the power button. You push it up and this is automatically gonna come on and the default is 90. This will go from 60 degrees, max temperature 90 degrees. Right up here, if you wanna control the temperature, you can just scroll down to your desired temperature. Now this will do the setting on high. Right now it's on the high setting, but if you hit this right here, this will put on a lower level and it gets a little bit quieter, as you can hear that. And then this also has a timer. It can time out between 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and it will max out at 12 hours. Once it gets to 12 hours or the time you set it at, this thing will automatically turn off. So here's the temperature we're at right now. This one, I'm just pointing it at the wall. So we're at about 62 degrees in here. So it's cold for my liking. And I've already ran the handy heater just a little bit and that thing's at 71. And my countertop is at 59. So realistically, I want to get this room to about 70, 75 max. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and then we'll come back and check it here in a little bit. The instructions clearly say do not use this with an extension cord. And I can tell you why they say that. Because if you run it like this with an extension cord, this cannot sit on the floor and it is just simply dangerous. Follow the instructions. Do not use an extension cord for this at all, because I've seen a lot of comments on Amazon asking why you can't, and it is just dangerous. Do not use an extension cord. This kind of did worry me a little bit because I thought that the heat output might be too much for having our soap right here, but I have my hand on it right now and it's cool to the touch, so I'm not worried about that. And the actual output of it, it's not very far. You can see that the paper kind of blows, and then pretty much right about here is where you lose a good of the momentum, and then here there's pretty much nothing at all. So I mean, you might get a good foot of actual like blowing output, but with this here, it's not getting hot at all. So that is safe. So if you were curious as if you could have soap or something close by it without it getting too hot, yeah, I think you can, because this is perfectly fine. My very first thought on the handy heater, once we've let it run for a while, there's a weird kind of smell to it. I'm not sure if it's because it's brand new and it's something that kind of has to burn off, but right when I opened the door, it hit me and it was pretty bad. But this is a small bathroom. Maybe if you put it in a bigger room that is 250 square feet, maybe that smell might not be as bad, or maybe it's just this that just smells. Now we're gonna go ahead and test it out. It is warmer in here. I'm actually kind of sweating a little bit. So let's see how much hotter this handy heater got this bathroom. So I'm gonna do the same test. I'm gonna go ahead and point it at the wall. So the wall is looking at about 75. And the countertop is at 65. Wow, so it's actually kind of gotten quite a bit. The other wall is 72. So I think we started this off at 76, and this was about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna keep running it. I wanna see if we can get to 80 degrees within another hour, and then we'll take it from there. One thing I just noticed while I was testing this, my soap is close to this, and again, this is not getting hot. But what I was just thinking about is that if you are washing your hands and my towel rack is right here, and you just move your hand over here, this part of the heater is actually hot. If you touch it, it will burn you. Now over here, it's not. It's plastic and it won't get hot. But if you have a situation kind of like I have, you need to make sure to be very careful with this, or you move your soap to the other side, because the difference between here is not very far. So you just want to be very careful and kind of figure out the situation if you are going to have this in your bathroom right here by your sink. I'm going to go ahead and run this in a bigger room, which is my daughter room. It's about a 15 by 15, so quite a lot bigger than the actual bathroom. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run it for an hour. I'm going to try to get it to about 78 degrees. It's currently about 73 in here. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We'll come back in an hour. In the meantime, we'll just do some other testing as well. This also does rotate 180 degrees, and at the very bottom of it is the fan. This is where it's going to blow out the heat from the bottom. So if you do put this somewhere, you want to make sure that there's space between this and whatever's below it, so it can blow that heat out. But one thing I do not like about this is, if you can see it, this kind of pushes off the wall, and I feel like it's going to fall out. See that? It seems very iffy. I wouldn't suggest putting it like this, but you definitely have the option to if you want. So now there's issues we can run into. This countertop lip goes up pretty high, and if I try to take this and plug this in, it's going to hit right here. It's totally just going to hit it. So, and you can't even plug it in all the way, so it just won't work. And then the other part that kind of sucks about this is that this will rotate, but only at a 180 degree, like that. But if this were able to lock halfway through just like that, then you could definitely get this in here and use the heater. So if you are going to use this right here could be a limiting factor, and it just won't fit right. If you guys are getting value out of this video, please do me a favor, smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to some of this testing. I reached out to my buddy James White on Freaking Reviews because he's done reviews on this twice. I asked him if there's anything that he didn't see the very first time, and he said what he originally thought these was the heat from the heating element. And once he was done with the review, he actually realized that these are actually just like LED lights. This is not the heating element. So when you see this, they're just lights. It doesn't heat up anything. So thanks, James. I appreciate that. I came in here earlier and I bumped this up to 84 because nothing was happening. It wasn't getting hotter at all. And I'm pretty much ready to call it. I think this has been about 3.5 hours now, and we're at 73. That's pretty much what we were at when we started. So 3.5 hours with this size of a room, it's just not going to work. It's definitely meant for like powder rooms, tiny bathrooms, but a big size room like this is not something that's going to work out. It's just going to take way too long. So I'm ready to wrap this up. So here's what I think about the handy heater. It's great for small bathrooms or rooms. It could be a great option for like RVs and trailers, but larger spaces, it just doesn't make sense to use it. It's pretty loud and nowhere near whisper quiet as is claimed. The cost is about $30, and for the price, I just feel like it's a bit pricey for the coverage it provides, but depending on your situation, it might just work for you. Don't forget to check out all the information down below with all the links and everything that you need to know. If you found this video to be helpful, please share it on your favorite social media, smash that like button, and also hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And I will see you guys in the next one.